Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat from West Virginia. Thanks for talking to Bloomberg.
Absolutely, Kevin.
What is going to happen? Is there going to be a vote on this, or are Democrats going to block it?
Well, they can't block it. There's going to be a vote. Now, what they're saying is the filibuster. The filibuster basically means that it's a 60-vote cloture vote, 60 votes. They call that a filibuster. If there was unanimous consent, a UC, that means we go right to a 51 vote. Well, we don't have UCs on anything anymore. Nope. So everything goes through the cloture or filibuster. So there'll be, but basically there will be a vote because the majority party, being the Republicans and Mitch McConnell, can basically put it up for a vote. Now, will he get 60 or not? If he doesn't get 60, do they pull the nuclear option, which is what Harry Reid did, and all the lower courts get 51?
Do you think Democrats should allow their to get this to clear 60 votes, or do you?
I think that. See, I voted against Harry Reid changing the rules of the Senate and using the nuclear option because he was frustrated that he couldn't get 60. So I think that's wrong. I think basically the Senate is where if you're going to find, and you must find some collaboration, some bipartisanship, this is where you do it. So the 60 vote rule basically says, I don't think that you should have a Supreme Court justice without a bipartisan vote.
So
now,
you personally,
so I would like a bipartisan vote. I think he should get a vote. What the Republicans did, Kevin, when they would not even talk to Merrick Garland, Judge Garland, who was a respected jurist, wouldn't even talk to him, was disgraceful. Not even giving him a vote, saying, well, it's the last year. I don't know where that rule come from. I don't know where they're getting all these this is the rules. I haven't read the rule book to find that in it. I can't find those things in it. But with that being said, now the Democrats say, well, they did it to us. I understand we're Chuck Schumer, my dear friend, and I respect that, but it's wrong. It's wrong to say, well, they did it, now we've got to push back and do the same.
So you don't think that Democrats should be obstructionists as
we
Republicans?
Should be voting it. We should be meeting with this. I would encourage all of my colleagues on my caucus, every Democrat, to sit down with Judge Gorsuch and find out, know the man. Know, if you're going to vote against him, know why you're voting against him. Be able to go home and say, this is why. I've met with him. I don't agree.
A lot of progressives are raising concerns that Democrats such as yourself and your other colleagues are allowing or are suggesting that this could move past that 60-vote threshold and threatening to primary folks. I mean, are you concerned about these progressives who are consistently arguing that President Trump should be blocked at every turn?
I'm not concerned about that at all. That's not what I was said here. If you want three branches of government to work, you have to have a 9-member Supreme Court. Or the judicial branch does not work. Okay, we know that. It was not designed for 8. They can tell you what they want to tell you, and everything will be a deadlock. We get no decisions. You don't move forward. There's no clarity of the rule of law. There's no clarity of the rule of law. It's not who we are. So with that being said, they're going to say, well, I came here to do the best I could to represent the people of West Virginia and to help my great country be the freedom of the world, and basically the hope of the world. If I'm worried about my election every time I make a decision and a vote that somebody might do this against me, then I've come for the wrong reason. It's all about me then. That's not what I'm here. And the consolation is this, Kevin. If for some reason people disagree with what I'm trying to do to make government work and vote against me, I get to go home to beautiful West Virginia. My family's there. I get to go back home where I love. So I'm okay. I win both ways.
And just quickly, you are one of the few Senate Democrats who have shown a willingness to talk to this White House and to work with President Trump. Have you received criticism from from leadership within the Democratic Party?
Chuck Schumer has not, and Chuck is my friend, but I think Chuck's going to be a great Democratic leader. I really believe that. And the reason why is because he is open-minded. He understands. And basically, if you ever want to be back in the majority, you better learn to work with people that come from red states or different than just a high metropolis, Democrat, hardcore blue Democrat areas of this country. And that's what they have to understand. Chuck gets it.
So even though a lot of folks saying that Democrats are being obstructionists right now, what's your message to them who, again, people like Senator Elizabeth Warren, who are, and even yesterday on the Senate Finance Committee with a boycott of Mnuchin's
I think that was wrong.
You think it was wrong?
I think it's wrong.
Why was it wrong?
Because we came here. Here's the thing, kid. I came here basically to make decisions what I think is best. A lot of decisions are not popular. A lot of decisions I have to make sure that I can go home and explain it. I've said if I can go home and explain why I voted for something or why I voted against something or someone, I'm fine. I can explain that. They might not agree with me, but they said I respect because he had a process of how he come to the conclusion. What I cannot explain is not voting at all. What I cannot explain is not showing up at a committee hearing, not hearing somebody out. I can't explain that. That doesn't make sense back home. They said, wait a minute, you mean we sent you there to try to work through these problems? You won't even go to a meeting? You won't even vote for a person because you're afraid it might be used against you in the campaign? We don't need you.
Senator.
That's West Virginia.